$3 million home in Silicon Valley. What does that look like? Well, today I'm going to show you because yesterday I went out to look for a home for an out of state buyer, and I tried to take some video and introduce the area. So I thought I'd put it on the video and show it to everyone anyway. Hi, this is Michael Chu of 7M Realty in Silicon Valley, and today I will show you what does it look like to live in Silicon Valley. Let's go. So Silicon Valley, as we were to loosely call it, it's actually mainly centered around Santa Clara County or maybe San Jose. You may have heard of these names. So Santa Clara County actually has 15 different cities in them, and Palo Alto, the one that we're touring today, or actually I did that yesterday, is a fairly small city, but nonetheless a very important city. This city has only about 80,000 residents, but it's right next to Stanford University, which produces all the top-notch VCs and entrepreneurs around the world. So these people, when they come out, they will be the mover and shaker. And then, of course, in the Bay Area, across the bay, we have UC Berkeley. And these two famous top-level universities produce all the human resources for the area so that it's vibrant. It really pumps new blood into our economy and new ideas and all the infusions, regardless. Anyway, so the Palo Alto area is very close to Stanford University. It's right next to it. So there's a lot of folks who are in the valley. They love to congregate on University Avenue, discussing ideas, going through whatever in like entrepreneur ideas about how to open up a new business and having a new product that changes the whole world. As you hear Steve Jobs as he was alive, and every time he does a product release, he's talking about changing the world or nothing is the same anymore. So lots of folks are still in that mode. We love to talk about how to change the world and whatnot. That's why this small city of only about 80,000 population in Palo Alto actually has such an infusion of people that is just very contagious and very influential in the valley. So I will go through some of the neighborhoods in which yesterday I looked at this $3 million property. It's actually in search for the property for a overseas buyer. So there's some footage of the street as we were leaving and things like that. Exterior of the house, inside the house, you get the feel for what $3 million can buy you in this area. So let's start. So this is the area that we went through, and um, these homes actually, as we drive by, you will see these are actually in Palo Alto considered to be the $3 to $4 million range homes, and perhaps anywhere else in the country, it would not be much. It could be around 250, 300,000 up to maybe 450-ish in many parts of the country. But here in Silicon Valley, particularly in Palo Alto, this is a $3 to $4 million neighborhood. And if you look at the area, we're kind of just compensating what you get by all the opportunity, people that you meet. So one example I would use is actually if you wanted to get into acting, you have the tenacity and ambition to become a movie star. You go down to Hollywood. you mingle with, you meet up with any of these producers, screenwriters, and you become known to them to uh, actually taking a starring role. And actually, that is not so different from the techie world. Um, so most of the techie folks, when they graduated from a great college with a degree in technology, they will come to Silicon Valley to seek that edge to get them propelled into the startup. And the stardom, of course, is to start up a new company that will change the world. So for that opportunity, we have plenty of new talent that comes into the area, and Palo Alto right next to it, Menlo Park, and uh, that's where Facebook started just a few years ago, and all the other great companies, the Google, Intel, um, and once great Yahoo, they were all next to this area in the next town or so. So great area to be in. Again, the price of the house is not just the price, it's the proximity and to the environment of Silicon Valley. So let's take a look at the inside now. So this is the property exterior that you're looking at, and this property in particular came with a huge lot, as you can see on the outside. Um, you can basically park 20 cars outside, or take advantage of the recent ADU law change and put up, maybe one house, maybe ADU, couple of units. There's plenty of ways to utilize this land piece. But this is again, we started out by saying a 50-year-old house for $3 million. And this is the exterior that you can see. It's a great house still. Inside, actually, it's maintained well, but on the outside, the greatest part is the land that you're going to get in such a nice area in Palo Alto. So, without further ado, let's go inside and take a look. So this is the interior of the home, and we'll enter from the front entrance. This is the nicely looking porch and the trim. We go inside. Um, Good flooring and nice space. There's a piano in there. Of course, we're not looking at any of the furniture. As home buyers, you are only looking at the unstaged area. Staging is just for your idea. One thing I do want to mention is that as a realtor, when we look at homes for buyers, we're actually looking for more than whether it looks good or not. We would be looking for areas which is likely to be an issue. So the issue might be things that are visually available to you, and something that tells us buyers should be aware of either repair or potential issues down the line. And we record in a form called agent visual inspection disclosure and pass along to buyer for knowledge. So buyers should be informed in terms of what looks to be not right, and have awareness of looking for professional help to fix those areas. So those are some of the things that we do look for, and also what to watch out for in terms of building codes or permits, things of that nature. So many of the old homes, when they're being remodeled, one of the first questions to ask is, are all the remodeled parts being permitted? And there's regulations about whether to use that square footage in the advertisement or not, and also, it's a common practice for uh, realtors, for listing agents, to tell buyers to verify all the information, and that's one of the main reasons. So this is actually in this garage shot. I want to mention that the garage door is not a regular garage door where you have an opener that opens up automatically. This one happens to be an old garage door, and you have to manually operate that. But the garage does have ample space. There was a central vacuum that's no longer being used, and there is a full bath. And in the particular case of this one, the bath has been extended into a full bath, but I think there's no permit for the extension. So again, it's something to be aware of, and for the next sale, it could be something that you need to flag for the next buyer as well. So we're going to go upstairs, and upstairs is actually slightly worse off than the downstairs. It looks like the remodeling has not reached upstairs, so many of them are in original form or original condition. So it takes a little bit more work here. So we're pretty much come to an end on this video. The upstairs obviously does need a little bit more work than downstairs, but you get an idea of how the $3 million home in Santa Clara in Silicon Valley, or Palo Alto in this case, could actually look like. And I think with everybody else, it's the same, but we always come into a little bit of disappointment in terms of, wow, $3 million only gets you this much, or $1 million only gets you this much. But as I would repeat, it is always the company that we keep here. It's not the property physical condition or how large it is that really dictates the pricing. So it is the desirability of the area, and people are still coming in. So by all means, if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me, and I would be happy to answer more questions, and see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and look for a couple other videos that you will see at the end of this. And thank you very much.